Thank you, and your Iapaha, your MC this morning. My name is Marcus Red Thunder, and this right that I use to speak, it comes from my grandfather, original Red Thunder, and that's the right that I use. And I'll just say a word of appreciation to my brother here and his staff for organizing this, putting the work together to bring us all together for this education about strengthening our spirits. And I ask that each one of you be here this morning holistically. When we talk about our native approach to helping our people, we talk about being holistically aware. You're here physically, be here mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And if you're struggling with any of those parts, the way that we're structured our conferences is that you can gain some inspiration, maybe be encouraged to take care of whatever it is that might be worrying you, whether it's family members, whether it's something personal with yourself and your health. Through these ways that we have, there's healing that can happen from little ones to our old ones in the words that they share. So I ask that you open up your heart and your mind to the speakers and the presenters that are going to be here for the next 3 days. We're fortunate to be able to all gather here this morning in a good way. So I'm going to call upon my brother Gene here and want to share an opening and welcome you all.
Say welcome to all of you that are ready to weather came out this morning. Still got some coming in. Thank you for coming to our Strengthening the Spirit Conference, our second annual. And the purpose of our conference is all our presenters have an indigenous approach, indigenous viewpoint of healing. This is what we do here at our center. We use our Lakota culture to address addiction, healing, mental health management. And this is our way. You know, we have protocol, we have guidelines. Also, to the current system also has what we've been doing for the last 40, 50 years. They have their guidelines. So we're going to change the system and do this our way. We believe that understanding who we are, who we're intended to be, to reach in and get that innate character potential is only common sense. To bring out who we really are. So we're working with Mr. Rick Tudor. He's our traditional speaker. And we have orientation to everything we do here. We have orientation to all ceremonies because of the disconnection that has taken place due to acculturation, assimilation, colonization, the whole shebang that our ancestors went through. Yes. So we're reconnecting, so to say. And we have 2 days out of the week, we have a healing session. Goes on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And Miss Berlin Longo heads that up along with Ramona White and Bruce Cedarface. They're providing identity development and also really helping understand why we are acting the way we are. What has happened in history, intergenerational, the traumas that we're carrying, you know, to really get to the root of these genetically passed traumas that are affecting our decision making today. They really, and then due to the alteration, due to the confusion of our identity, we really got confused. So we took on another role. And so we're reconnecting to who we are in these three, along with our mentors. Mr. Cedric Woodhouse, his wife, Nancy, Big Crow, Jacob Countryside, and this apartment, Jeremiah Reno, who else that we get here? These are our mentors. And they're all very familiar with the functional protocol. So we utilize these every day here. Some family walking. Now we can, this is one probably the only building in Rapid City where you can smell it all day long. And that really helps connect the sense of the neurological part. So we go through these sessions, then go to 5 ceremonies to really connect. The trauma takes a toll on us. So we bring that out with a lot of good intense therapy that really improves the hormone and our mentors provide. So it's ongoing. This is a very confidential place. We have these rooms here. Our intention is to give this whole top floor from the red hormone offices on top of there. Then half of that big space right there is going to be our ceremony. And we got we're going to put a slide on it right back here. But anyone here from out, and get the people from the city. They see that too. Said that they have guidelines, we have we got a contract. Great Plains Tribal Chairman's Household to demonstrate a cultural approach to addiction and mental health management is effective. This is what we're doing for demonstrating something we've been doing for thousands of years. It's a sample, so they know already, of course they know. We got for data, documentation purposes, it hopefully to get some pilot funding and to do this the way we want to. Getting started here with our presenters. And I think we have 3 on Zoom. The rest will be here as far as we know. With food here, we utilize a lot of buffalo. It's really easy to digest our systems, like our ancestors do this. A lot of good healthy meals we provided. Hopefully the weather doesn't get too much worse. This year we're supposed to get about 8 inches of snow. I think Mark is pushed it the other ways. Thank you. All right, I have a we'll check it. Brother here, you guys can just stay seated, and then have a phone.
Before I say this morning prayer, I just would like to express myself a little bit more, just to let you know who I am for as your MC for the next few days. This way that we talk about healing our people, helping our people through our own sacred ways. It's a way that brought me to a place to where I am now. Me and my companion, we have six children. Our oldest one is 32 and our youngest one is 4. And about a year ago, he was diagnosed with diabetes, type 1 diabetes. And so within this past year, me and my companion, we've been adjusting our lifestyle in order to give our little man a best opportunity in life. In order to help establish at his early age habits that he can hold on to that will allow him to live his life the best way possible that we can see as parents. And I know some of you here have recently maybe had death in your families, and some of you carry grief. And I would just like to thank you for getting up this morning and preparing yourself the best way and coming here. Because I know grief can hold us down, and sometimes we don't even want to get out of bed, don't even want to get out of your room or go out into public at all. And that grief can be heavy. And I just want to extend my gratitude and my appreciation for you taking care of yourself that way. When we overcome that grief or those hardships, and we lift it, we stand up, even though that weight is heavy upon our shoulders. Not only are you healing yourself, but you're helping the other ones around you, your family members also. So keep in mind on the way that we think and the way that we behave and take care of ourselves during these next 3 days. Let it be a microcosm, a small example of how you want your family to be, how you want your communities to be, to participate positively and lovingly. We've had love and forgiveness within our culture and our way of life long before Christianity. And I'm not putting down Christianity because it's a beautiful way of life. But the teachings, the values, and the principles of Christianity, of love, forgiveness, charity, they were with our people for thousands of years, not just the 200 years. They were with our people for thousands of years, and we still continue to hold on to those values and principles. And when we gather here, we help each other. We remind what's already innate within us, within our spirit already. The way that the presenters up here speak and what they share, it's affected by the way that you think while they're sitting up here. So help them out with your good thoughts. Help them out with your own prayers. And they'll say the words that we need to hear. Because each one of us has healing within our spirit that needs to happen. Our sister last night said we're all children of trauma because of the conscious, systematic attempt of genocide of our people that happened 150 to 200 years ago. And we still hold on to that hurt, that sorrow, that pain, and that grief. It's called blood memory. But what's stronger than that is the blood memory of thousands of years before, of that historic victory of our ancestors, of the way that they lived in a beautiful and strong, family-oriented way. And when we tap into that 150, 200 years of historic trauma is nothing. We overcome that through ceremony, through the way that we live our life, through the way that we talk to one another, the way that we sing our songs, the way that we dance, the way that we do our artwork, our beadwork, our featherwork, your applique. all of those things that feed our spirit. We overcome that historic trauma. It becomes insignificant in comparison to the thousands of years of beautiful way of life that our ancestors left for us. And we can still hold on to that today. And we can pass that on to our children. So I just wanted to say those few words before I pray, so you know where I'm coming from. And help me out with your own good thoughts and your own personal prayers. And we think about those ones that aren't as fortunate as we are, that are still out in the streets. They're still maybe only sleeping in homes, in garages, or going from a couch to a couch. We have young children that are only 13, 14, even younger. They couch surf from home to home to home. And we remember them also. And we think about that, then we can really appreciate what is there in front of us. And I say this because I was one of those little boys. I was one of them, homeless kids. And I was fortunate to have men like my brother here who take upon that responsibility. It's not easy to organize something like this and to teach a beautiful way of life. You put yourself in front of in a light to where people can ridicule you, put you down, shame you out. But through ceremony, through prayer, and through being diligent and committed to this way of life, we overcome that. So I'm asking for your help for these next 3 days that we're together to actively participate positively and lovingly. And when I say that word lovingly, this is a word in my repertoire that I never had growing up. I was never taught that word of love. To me, it was a backhand to the face or a thump to the top of the head. So it's something that we need to teach, that our ancestors used to teach our little ones. They would teach them in a way of life that where they would have photographic memory, meaning that they remember everything in their life. Our ancestors did that. And there was these boys that were like that one time. He said, you know, I remember being born. And that other one wanted to outdo him. He said, oh yeah, I remember, my memory is better than that because I remember being in the womb. And then that other one, he said, I remember further back than that. I remember going to Ogallala Nation powwow with my dad and coming home with my mom. Well, a tough crowd this morning, tough crowd. That one there was a joke. So I'll tell you guys one more before I pray. These boys are sitting around together and they said, you know, my dad is fast. My dad's so fast, he'll take a football and he'll throw it and he'll go right down there and he'll catch it himself. And that other boy is gonna outdo him. He said, oh, my dad's faster than that. My dad's got bow and arrow. He said he'll shoot at a target and he'll run down there and catch that arrow even before it hits that target. And that third one said, my dad's faster than all of yours. My dad works for the tribe. He gets off work at 5, he's home by 3. All right, it's starting to loosen up now. All right, help me out with your own good thoughts and your own prayers. I'm gonna use English language to pray this morning, just so we can all hear. You know, my name is Red Thunder and I'm Chippewa Cree. I was born at Hill 57. We're eating buffalo meat, and just a warning that be careful when you're eating that buffalo meat because I didn't find my arrowhead yet. Hey, well, tough crowd here this morning. That's all right. It's morning time, huh? Yeah, but this afternoon, we'll all be dancing around. That's enjoying. That's an old one. That's an old one. I learned that old school. It's still funny though. Time I was up here telling jokes and my niece was in the front. She leaned over to my sister and she goes, Uncle needs new material. Been telling the same jokes for 30 years. All right, where's is it Berlin? Oh, yeah, we're gonna call upon our drummers, their opening song, help us out.